07 Commanders. Commander Will Fearion here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the new Type 11 Prospector that's coming out next Tuesday. So far, I haven't heard a ton great about it, but I did hear that there's fixes coming before this ship comes out. It's going to yield more materials faster, which will make it better. I think the biggest concern people have is that if it doesn't defeat the capabilities, at least in the amount of materials and speed, than other mining ships that currently exist, then it's not going to be as popular. So we're looking forward to seeing what that turns out to be. Also, I've heard rumors of the limpets getting shot down quite a bit, and we're going to see a fix for that. Hopefully, they're going to change the way the repeater gun fires so that it'll do less damage to the limpets if it hits them at all. So that'll be great, and that should escalate the possibility of more people wanting to purchase this ship. But the main topic today, obviously, we want to talk about this. I want to talk about the galactic version of the ship. The Prospector will have holographic graphics. Those are the arrows that you see moving on the ship and the different kind of light patterns going around the side. I think that those are awesome, and I think they're going to be a great addition. Obviously, this is the first iteration of these types of things, and will probably get better and better, and different patterns and things going on different ships over time. And I think that in and of itself will be a really, really great addition. Also, it will provide people with the ability to customize even further, as the holographics will work on any color ship. The only thing that's in question to me is whether or not you can change the color of the holographics to work on other ships. Obviously, that's not other ship. That's a different. That's the original version of the ship. If you like that kind of look, there it is. It's all there for you. But if you want to get a little bit more fancy, you're going to be able to do something like this. And I think this is a great addition. A lot of games, especially when they get older, they kind of, even if they are more serious, they kind of back off to allow a more general population to be interested in playing the game. And one of the things they can do by that is making it more relatable to normies. And this is definitely something of that nature. There's some cool design work going on this particular skin. I guess it's like another layer. It's basically another layer. I'm assuming you can still get ship kits with this skin, so that will be interesting to see. This particular ship is not showing any other ship kits, only the holographic. So I think that's going to be really cool going forward. I'm not so sure that this is going to be the one that everybody's sold on, but I can guarantee if they do things like this for the Panther Clipper and any new warship that's hopefully coming out this year, you'll see that a lot more, where people are really interested in making their ships unique. The colors, like I said, there's a lot of games that allow you to do your own coloring, two-tone colors or whatever. And then on top of that, if you have this holographic system, and if the holographic system also allows you to change colors, that will make it pretty much in line with a lot of the newer games, that as far as changing your color schemes and making the ship feel more customized for you. The other things of note this week that I wanted to mention were that there is name changing's finally coming out, thank God. 500 arcs, 7-day cooldown between name changes. But I know there's a lot of times when you first get into a game, you don't really know what you want to call yourself or whatever. You don't know what you want to call the account or yourself. And sometimes you don't even know if you're making an account for you, a family name, a corporation. What are we doing here? We don't know. But after a while, and the game references everyone as CMDR, which stands for Commander, if you didn't know that. So Commander X is what you're usually naming your account for. And sometimes people do crazy names because they didn't know what to do, or they pick some random sequence of letters and numbers and it looks terrible. And eventually they're like, I want to be, Commander Popeye, or whatever. And then, they can't do that. So without going through Frontier, which would only allow you to do it once. And, they even had a bunch of rules why you couldn't do it, why, blah, 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 whatever. The only question I have about that name change is whether or not that name change is going to allow you to also, when you change your name, will it change your private group name, or will the private group name stay the same as it was? Because usually when you make a name, you can also make a private group where you and your friends can fly together. And that name, either I'm hoping that it changes with the name you change your commander name to, or that they also give us the option to change the name of the group, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the same name as your commander name, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So, and then also because of the fact that it's always tied to CMDR on everything, it makes it a little weird. Like if you want to be Admiral Kirk or whatever, then you come out as Commander Admiral Kirk, and nobody wants that. Look at that green, huh? Look at that blue. I'm sticking with this color. This is my color right here. So there's a lot of different things going on there. Hopefully they've already thought of all this, but basically when you change your name, it could affect your group name, or maybe they can let us name the groups separately from the commander name, blah, blah, blah. You guys know what I'm saying. So in any event, that's one thing. And then they also have the ability coming to demolish or cancel builds when we put them in our colonized systems, which will be a huge, huge, huge bonus. We really needed that, from day one, but we didn't get it. And now it's coming, and we are so ready. We got the delete keys are warming up. I'm warming up mine right now. So that big giant mistake you made on your first colony, you can go back and fix it. And hopefully you only made one. I don't know how many buildings you can fix, and if that, how, can you delete the primary port and then move it or erase it or just whatever, because the first port that you have to place in a system is randomly chosen by the gods, and then you have to do whatever it is that you have to make a port where they tell you to put it, instead of just being able to plop down your port where you want to when you get to the system. So if that's a thing, that may be one that you can or cannot move or erase or whatever. I would love it if we could move stuff too, but because sometimes you just wanted to, you wanted it in slot A, it got into slot B on accident. You just want to swap those two around, stuff like that. I don't know if they're going to go that far, but I mean, the ability to erase and rebuild is a nice thing. And also the ability, we don't know what's going to happen with the commodities. I'm assuming they're just going to obliterate them, which would suck on really large buildings if you had to actually move I'm hoping nobody has to remove a large building. The small buildings are not so bad, you can survive that. But the mediums and the larges, it starts to sting a little bit more and a little bit more each level you go up. So I'm looking forward to it, guys. I hope you are too. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And I will talk to you, Commanders, very soon. Saturday, 2 p.m. Don't forget live stream. We got this.